Yo, 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 it's Hood Talk Podcast with Wu Tang Radio. And on today's episode, man, we got a guest in the city that's doing his thing. You feel me? From his brand to his music, collabing with DPS. I know y'all done heard about him. I know y'all done seen him before. Y'all done seen the hats. Let's give it up for Flamborghini. What's up with you, man?
What's up with it? What's up with it, man? Thank you for having me on the show. I appreciate it.
Oh, no problem. Thank you for being on the show, man. Much
Oh, for
respect.
sure.
I see
I've
them
been hearing so
hats,
much good stuff about you, man. They told me, I'm like, yeah, like you got to get on her show. I'm like, oh yeah, let's get it.
but don't you make my heart cry, okay? Because I cry
Oh
right
no,
here on this screen.
not
I
the tears, but I want you to. So yeah, that's cool too.
I appreciate that. And I see them hats in the background. They looking mighty nice. We definitely gonna get into that.
For sure, for sure, for sure.
I was gonna say, is the jacket that's you too?
Yeah, the hoodie is me. It's the same logo. It's the Sunoco logo with Dayton instead of Sunoco on the hoodie. I'm on the wrong side, but yep. There's some of them in the back.
Okay, then changing the culture. I see you starting your own. Okay, so we definitely gonna get into it. So
Yep.
for the ones who may not know you, could you tell me where you're from and some of your upbringing?
My name is Flamborghini. I'm from West Dayton, Ohio. Emphasis on the West for sure. I'm from Gettysburg and Germantown area. Grew up in the city, born and raised. Always been like a smart kid. I had a scholarship to Ohio State when I was in the sixth grade in the Ohio State Young Scholars Program. But I also, I kind of cared more about being creative than like um, super book smart. I mean, I still am super book smart, but
Hmm.
I sacrificed that to try to be cool and be a rapper. And eventually I learned a lot more things in life than just rapping and being cool. But I just always been the type of person that been dreamer. I'm a dreamer. I always been looking ahead at and trying to figure out what I can do innovative wise to try to be a difference maker. Started out dreaming being a basketball player, then started out drawing, doing artwork, and I just always been into expressive art. So that kind of led me where I am now. You know what I'm
I can dig that. Now you said you grew up on the west side of Dayton. Now, what
saying?
was that like growing up in the inner city?
Um, it's funny because when you ask me that now, I got different perspectives and things to compare that to. But when I was young, I didn't really know nothing else, so it was normal. I mean, walk to the store, get some candy, ride your bike, play basketball in the street, try to holler at the girls in the neighborhood. The normal, typical urban neighborhood story. But the more I got around, like one of my best friends in high school, he went to CJ and I went to Meadowdale. So I started to
Mhm.
see the difference in the suburban lifestyle and the more middle class compared to the poverty stricken West Side. Like I would see people like parents would come to the football game at CJ, I'm speaking of. Parents will
Right.
come to the football game and they kid don't even play football. So they walking up to the gate with the child, telling the child, when I text you, I'm going with my adult friends, you're going with your kid friends. When I text you, make sure you meet me at the car. Meanwhile, star players in Dayton Public Schools, some of their parents don't even come to the game. So I just seen, I seen what I seen and it was normal until it wasn't normal no more. But on the west side, it's just super, it's poverty stricken. I mean, people make do with what they can. They struggle their way through life and trying to come up. And some people, it's majority street finance. You know what I'm saying? So seeing
Yeah.
things like CJ with people that got parents that donate to the alumni, and I just seen things that I didn't realize how not normal it was until I was exposed to something else. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and I was gonna say CJ is really not that far though from
Oh
the west
no, but
side.
the
It's right there downtown. You
but
know what
the
I'm saying? But to
yeah,
see
but the
that
walk of
difference,
life, the
yeah,
walk of life is totally different. Like I remember it was a girl that people they would always kick it like groups of friends on the weekend. It was one girl house was so big they would go over her house and play hide and seek.
wow.
So I remember my best friend lived next door to me. He from the west side too. We went to Fairview together. Then he went to CJ. I went to Meadowdale. So he telling me one time he like, man, my girlfriend, man, when you go to her house, you got to put a code in to get in her gate to get in the neighborhood. I'm like, man, stop lying, bro. Like, no,
Right.
you don't.
Right. You ain't never seen no shit like that.
I gotta go with you. I gotta see this.
Right.
Man, we get there and his grandma really put the code in. Look at this nigga like, she like, I told you. So we get there, her people like, her mom was like an exec for General Motors. Like she had a different company car every month. And they got the house with no screen door, just a big wood door like on cribs. Then they got the ceiling that go all the way to the second floor in the living room. And it's just all of that shit was amazing to me. Cause I'm from you could put my house, my whole house in a living room probably.
I can dig that. So did that like inspire you when you seen something like that, especially
Yeah,
where you
like
from?
it's I just never I don't know. I only saw street money. If I did see excessive money, it was only in the niggified way. So seeing corporate structure or just blue collar money, it was just
Right.
like, this is different. Like it's like black people that act like white people.
Right.
I
Yeah, I
mean,
can.
not that that's a bad thing. It's just I'm from poverty stricken urban community. Like, so I
Right.
never seen the ways of the world on that other side. But yeah, it definitely inspired me. It kind of just it made me I wanted to go to CJ. Like I didn't want to go to Dane Public School. I was smart enough to understand that it was way more opportunity in that shit. Even at like 15, 16 years old, I knew that. So the
Yeah.
inspiration was just it was all over. The basketball players was going to college. The all the girls was like girlfriends. Like it wasn't like girls known for being hoes, and it was just a different. It was
Yeah.
different. It was just a different, like a. It was like a teen, like a PG-13 teen movie in a way.
And, you know, I dig that because where I work out in Australia, and
Yeah,
you can tell that it is definitely different.
yeah.
It's definitely different. The upbringing on these kids, and a lot of them have two parent households. I don't know if
Hmm.
that was your situation or anything like that, but a lot
No,
of
not
them do
mine.
have two parent households to where the dad's going to work, the mom's at home, or the you know what I'm saying, vice versa.
Yeah.
So it's and they have a lot of opportunity out there too. A lot of different field. These kids go on field trips, dang near every day. And I'm like, dang, you don't hear about that on the West Side. They don't got nothing to do after school or nothing like that. You know what I'm saying?
What high school did you go to?
I went to Colonel White.
Okay,
Then
so
I went
dig
to
this.
Karate.
How many times did you take the PSAT?
I think I took it one time.
I think at CJ, and you had to pay to take it, didn't you?
Yeah. If I can
I think
remember
that's
back that far, yeah, I believe so.
I think at CJ they took it every year for free.
Wow.
So it's the different understanding of you're supposed to go to college.
Right.
So we want to make sure this is a PSA that you can score your PSAT. Like your PSAT is basically the SAT. You just taking it beforehand type shit.
Right.
If I'm not mistaken, either even if you can't score it, you can actually just practice to take it. Man, we took that motherfucker when we took it,
Right. And that was it.
and that was it.
That
So if
was
you
it.
didn't, yeah. So if you got a low score and you didn't, get a good acceptance letter, it is what it is. That's why most people end up at Central and Wright State or certain easier to obtain acceptance letters to colleges type shit. Them people
Yeah.
at CJ, they going to UD, they going to Pepperdine, they going like it's
Yeah.
just different. It's
Yeah,
just different.
it's definitely different. You're right about that. You know what I'm saying? There's some
Mhm.
definitely some things we need to change within the inner city, but we definitely got to change people's mindsets first.
For
People be
sure.
stuck. Everybody is stuck, especially the way the world is now. It's just, woo, but that's another conversation. Right now, we want to talk about
Hey,
you. You feel
yeah,
me?
yeah. I ain't gonna lie. I was about to go into it with you because I really understand what you mean. It's
Yeah.
a difference when you have, and I'm gonna shorten it up to just this: the worldly. We can use profanity on here, right?
Yes, you can use.
The worldly city nigga and the city nigga that's localized that never really been to the Cincinnati Zoo that knows pretty much Germantown to Free Pike.
Yeah.
They not having the same conversation.
Right.
So when you've been, you've traveled and you've experienced different things, sometimes having conversations with people that's just localized and really based to live only their whole life, if you lived here the whole time, they don't really understand a lot of the perspective you got.
You're right about that because I've met a few people like that, and it's hard for me to understand how you've never been anywhere outside of your neighborhood because there's a
As
lot of
hard as it
people.
is, as hard as it is for you to understand that, That's how hard it is for them to understand your perspectives because you've been other places.
Yeah, that's crazy to me. I don't understand a stuck mind. I don't understand a stuck mindset. That's I don't understand why people wouldn't want to elevate, or why people who have the elevation don't want to do it. They rather just stay down and kick it here and all that. I don't understand it.
This isn't really a place that inspires you to elevate,
You don't think so? I think it's
though.
just like the
Nah.
people you around. You gotta it's different.
Yeah, for sure. But it's a, in certain, and I'm speaking to the entrepreneurs per se. If you mentally get caught up in the value that you have as a person here, you're going to want to matter where you shouldn't want to matter.
That's
You
deep.
know what I'm saying? The
Very deep.
clout in certain gossip circles and certain shit that if people, some people, most people around here, if they're not a part of those circles and conversations, they don't feel like they're doing nothing.
And that's sad because
And that's
everybody is
that's
trying.
inspiration. That's inspiration to lower yourself and do
Right.
some viral mediocrity that's gonna get their attention. And that's what
Right.
I mean by this ain't really a place that inspire you to grow and be elite for real, because that the different mindset than the viral clout chaser, it get looked over.
Yeah, you're right about that. And then that's
Because
why
like,
people gotta have self-esteem. Self-esteem
yeah.
is number one.
Hmm.
They can't look for it in everybody else. They gotta look for it within self, and that's the way they grow.
But let me say this, because I don't think anybody ever said this before. The love your city has for you is kind of a part of your self-esteem.
You got a point.
Your
It
DNA
does it
is
does
it
report. It
it
does,
it it, it can discourage someone.
but
You know
that's
what I'm
why they
saying?
beyond their city. That's why they got to go
Exactly.
beyond their city. They got to go beyond they group, because I tell people all the time, you cannot expect. Stop putting such high expectations, and people they are human too. They ain't gotta like
Hmm.
everything you do. They do not have to support everything you do. That's
Right.
why you go
Right.
above and beyond them. You feel me? You can't feel no
Hmm.
type of
Yeah.
way. High expectations in humans is crazy.
Yeah. But some people can't help it.
Yeah,
Sometimes the only way you learn is to fail. So the only time you really learn the lesson is when you get it wrong.
right. You
So
right about
most people that ain't learned the lesson, they just ain't got it wrong good enough yet. You know what I'm saying?
that. Yeah, a lot of people don't have a plan B. After plan
Yeah.
A don't work, they just give it on up.
Right. Right. Right.
So we
A lot
didn't
of
we didn't really dig into we done went from the upbringing to, man, these motherfuckers, they need help, they need
But
Jesus.
listen, it's a part of I know that's a crazy segue from upbringing to that, but it's like it plays into like the roles that grew from concrete type shit. Like
Right.
this is what a person is against when you're trying to go against the grain and be mentally elevated and successful at something that people don't really believe in necessarily where you come from. A lot of this shit, like we come from a place where a lot of the things that people do, it really has to be a trailblazer to do this before someone can actually be successful off this. And I've been making music for so long. I've been doing this shit since I was like 15, 16 years old. Like when it wasn't a thing to do. And I
Right.
feel like I'm just one of those people that was one of the early people that had to do it to inspire other people, but I might not necessarily get the benefits of it in the evolution of the game, maybe 10 to 12, 15 years down the line. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
you got to crawl before you walk, and the crawlers make the walkers. You feel me? So like I say, you lose to learn. People got to fail in front of you for you to do the analytics and take that information and make it better, and you do better. It's just all a journey up. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So I understand sometimes it's just the wrong time, but
You're
it's still
definitely right
needed
about
in
that.
the you at least the least you could be is a cautionary tale. You feel me? So that's how I just look at this shit. I know we veering around, but it's all based and related to just right now. We establishing the interview to be very authentic and just being real people.
Yes,
Like
sir.
we talking about right now. We talking about just
Real
we
shit
damn
that
near
need to
getting
be
it.
talked about.
Exactly,
That people
exactly,
don't talk
exactly.
about. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? Especially
For
within
real.
the inner city, because a lot of people are stuck, but they don't want to hear that. They think it's okay because it goes back generation to generation. If
Yeah.
your moms, if your parents were stuck and they parents were stuck, how can they teach you how to elevate?
And
It
you
just
know what's
all
crazy?
down.
I think one of the biggest things needed to elevate is the exposure to more than your comfortable environment.
Facts.
When I was in Dane Public Schools my whole life, man, I didn't never see more than 25 white kids maybe in the whole school. So you got like 25 compared to 2,000.
Right.
So imagine how sprinkled in them 25 is. When I went to college, I went to a D1 college in Akron. I went to the University of Akron for maybe like 6, 7 months. That's the first time I've ever been the minority.
And you see how it feel. You see them with the cars and all of this and getting whatever they want and that yeah, it's a different feeling because I go through
And
that narrative.
it wasn't even the financial part. It was just the like I never felt so black.
Damn.
You got to understand, like stereotypes are different around people like you. Like people like you don't stereotype you.
Right.
Again, this is why I'm saying it's very important to be exposed to cultures other than just what you comfortable and come from. Like
Right.
I ain't never been around people that just look at me and you can tell the way they looking at me is like you real black. Like you urban. Like
Like they don't understand you because
yes.
they ain't never been around. So it's kind of like
Yeah.
it's messed up to say, but it's kind of like you their experiment. Now they trying to figure you out, what you listen to. Then you know what I'm
And
saying? Why
I'm
you
trying to
keep
figure them out too, but at the same time, it's like you just feel so outnumbered.
yeah
You feel so much more misunderstood, like, or you just don't feel like you're gonna get an understanding of this. Like, it just doesn't feel like. Well, me and my next door neighbor, that was my best friend, that was my roommate. We went to the orientation to go to this school, and they put us in two different groups. His grandma and his mom drove us up there for the orientation. 3.5 hours. We never I might have rode. I mean, my dad took me to Gatlinburg when I was a kid, but I ain't never really been to Northeast Ohio for real. So we go
okay.
up there, we go to the orientation, we get in two different groups. Both of our groups are all white. We like the only black dude in the group. And we touring the campus, but it's like a group of like 40 kids, and we damn near it's probably 2, 3 black kids in each group. So when we walking around, we see each other, our group pass each other. I'm like, we ain't going here, bro.
Right.
He like, yeah, like, no, we not going here. We get back to his grandma and his mom. We like, yeah, no, we don't want to go here. It was no black people. We was we got on 6-inch Tims. We got on fitteds, tall tees. This
Yeah.
2005.
Oh yeah.
We
So yeah,
look,
you was in the early two that yeah. But y'all was leaning and rocking it.
and not even. And the funny thing is, the people that wasn't leaning and rocking, they look like the people that's leaning and rocking. So I feel you, but nah, we wasn't leaning and rocking. You feel me? So yeah, like we telling them like, nah, we don't want to go here. This is not for us. They like, nah, y'all going here. Like, but when we got there for real, it was a lot of black people. Like I didn't know it was that many black people. I'm submerged, basically submerged in Cleveland people. So
Yeah.
just the difference in even in when I was in the Ohio State Young Scholars Program, I had a summer program where they got the different cities that made up the statewide program. They had like maybe 20, 30 kids from each city come stay in the dorms at Ohio State for 2 weeks in the summertime. But we
That's
we
dope.
15, 16 years old, these high school kids. So
Yeah.
this the first time I'm around Cleveland niggas, Cincinnati niggas, Akron, Toledo, Mansfield, Columbus, Lorraine, Canton. Some of these cities I never even heard of till then.
Yeah.
So Cleveland niggas got, and this is the story that's gonna lead us into the hats. Cleveland niggas got Browns and Indians hats on. Columbus niggas got Old State hats on. Cincinnati niggas got Reds hats on. This 2003, we don't got no hat.
Yeah. So you said let me go ahead and give
Not
us a hit.
necessarily yet, but this is the first time I'm realizing how small we are compared to the bigger cities in the state. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So they tell them about where they come from. Oh, I'm from the east side of Cleveland. I'm from this side of Columbus. I'm from this side of Cincinnati. I'm like, shit, I'm from the west side of Dayton. So I'm this is when I'm really first introduced to culture, different lingo, different
Yeah.
accents, different dress codes. different swags, different styles, different rap styles, different music choices, different local dances. This is the first time I ever seen this shit. So when I'm fucking with it. I seen the down the way from real Cincinnati niggas in person for the first time. I never saw this shit until I seen them do it from there.
Yeah,
So I'm
that's
like,
dope.
damn, this is this what we supposed to be doing. We supposed to have our own shit.
We supposed to have unity. We don't have.
Yeah, but we don't have unity in a lot, and we don't have unity in style. It's a lot of different styles in dating.
Hmm.
And that's the thing I'm saying about the culture that I seen from the different cities. A Cincinnati nigga is a Cincinnati nigga for real. Like Cincinnati nigga gonna wear a Cincinnati Reds hat. Cleveland niggas gonna like they root for the Cavs. Like it's
Right.
certain things about them cities that people have massively in common.
They represent
Dayton,
themselves. They represent their city to the fullest.
and this is what I'm learning from that trip. We don't
Right.
have a hat. Man, we supposed to wear your own city hat. That's tight, but we can't do that. We don't got no. They don't make fitteds for dating teams. We don't have a team. We don't have a college that's got hats for black people. Like they only had the hats with the strap, like in Myers type shit for UD, or you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying. So I'm rapping at the time too. So meet some guys, they rapping. I'm rapping. I'm making sure they understand. Like I'm from Dayton. Y'all never heard of this shit, but I'm like that. Like I'm my talent competing with y'all's type shit.
Right. But
So
to piggyback off that, there is a lot of things that have came out of dating though.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It just
Oh, for sure. It's just the gap in time since something else happened.
yeah. I was about to say that it's just that huge gap.
Hmm.
People forget about it. But the
Hmm.
people that know, you know what I'm saying, they know,
Oh
especially
yeah,
like
if
our
you know
elders and stuff like that. Oh, they know
California,
that they were definitely
California hip hop was pretty much built off Dayton.
yeah, definitely. But people don't speak on that. You know, until like recently where a few rappers, you know what I'm saying, they'll, give shout outs about dating, like Drake did, Cameron, Snoop Dogg, you know what I'm saying? Like they'll speak on it.
Yep.
And then people be like, oh, that what? That happened in dating? What? But you're right, that gap kind of it messes us up. Cause it's
We in the hip hop era, and we don't really get that credit. Don't translate from funk all the way to this.
yeah,
Life and everything else done evolved about 40, 50 times since then. So it's a tradition can't die. Once it does, you got to build a whole nother one again. You know what I mean? So I get it, but it's
yeah,
just again we going through the journey of the building of my pride in being a city nigga. Like we saying, we got the hats, the Dayton Spoke is the logo, but this all came from, and again in that program, like I say, they rapping, I'm competing, showing them I'm like that. I win most talented in the yearbook.
oh, that's what's up.
So when I come back home to Meadowdale, that's that school year before that, I was scared to rap at the lunch table. When I come back that summer, I know now, like, oh no,
I'm
I
about
ain't
to
just
kill you.
good like around here good. I'm good, good. I'm
Right.
different city people was like, oh man, you really they just wanted to hear me rap every day.
That's tight.
I'm like, damn, this is what I'm supposed to be doing. So now I'm pressing the issue for as just boom, 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 boom. So when I go to college and graduate from high school, I'm on that. I've been to college for 2 weeks basically already. I didn't already know they repping. You got to put on. So now
Right.
when I graduate from high school, they got the 937 hats at Devereaux.
Oh, yeah, I remember them hats. I remember the
Camo,
937 hats.
camo print.
Yep, I remember because
Yeah,
I had one. Matter of fact.
yeah. Because
Yeah,
that's the first like, I gotta get that. Every
yeah,
person from Dayton felt like that when they first seen that because that's the first hat we had.
yeah. The
I never even
937.
talked about this before. I forgot about that.
Yeah, the
I
937
forgot
hats.
about that.
They
New
still out.
eras too. For real?
The 937. I be seeing unless these is hats that people done had forever.
Maybe them, or they might be them gas station joints.
Yeah, they could be them.
Maybe,
Because I
maybe.
done seen some 937 hats.
Yeah. So yeah, when we go to college now, we got them.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm like, okay, yeah, it's time to put on.
Right.
And we 4 hours away. We on the northeast side of the state. They say,
Right.
call me. We going to the mall. We say call me. We
Yeah,
going to the mall.
yeah, they say we
Like
sound southern.
we
Like we
are.
got
We
southern.
like we right by Kentucky.
I don't hear the southern draw in our accent though.
Call me. Eyes. Not eyes. Hey man, your eyes, like we do got a little bit of a our grandparents is southern.
Yeah, mostly all the grandparents originated from Alabama, Mississippi,
Yeah,
stuff like that.
yeah.
Yeah, Little
And
Rock.
we right here where it's, you feel me? Like certain words we say proper, certain words we say country.
Yeah, you got a point about that.
So like I say, we go up there, we repping. We got the hats. It's all Cleveland niggas. There's nobody from Dayton. We saying bruh over extra too many times. You feel me? Like we making sure, like, yeah, this is our swag.
Right,
So this is where all of this pride comes from. I've been worldly. I've been outside of this place and been able to compare this to something else.
right. You've been outside your comfort zone.
I done already been culture shocked. You feel me?
Yeah,
I done already been in Times Square and I can't believe it. It's so many people. It's just the sidewalks is like being a city nigga in times like that. That's when it backfire on you. That's when you realize you never saw this shit before.
yeah,
People from Dayton, we be real amazed at tall buildings.
yeah,
We
yeah.
don't
Because
have
I
them.
have. Yeah, we don't. Yeah, not like out of town.
I heard on
That
the
be
radio
dry
one time they
places.
said if you could jump off the tallest building in your city and live, you need to move.
Dang, I ain't never heard that. But that makes sense.
That was crazy, bro.
Yeah, like, and you know what's crazy? Is some people would try it.
Hmm.
Some people will really try it. Hear something like that. Well, shit, let me find a building, jump off this stuff.
Right.
So I got
But
a
yeah,
question.
man. Yeah.
So let's get into your brand outspoken.
Okay.
So is that how that came about? Is when you start, you know what I'm saying, repping your city and stuff like that? Is that what you was like, okay, now let me come out with my own brand?
I've always since college, I felt the need to rep my city. I've done it in different ways. I've had different brand names. I was running with Flyboy for a little bit. We just was trying to build off the Wright brothers, birthplace of aviation type thing. Um, but I had to grow and evolve into who I really am and who I'm really meant to be to give myself the definitive name and a brand that I could live with for the rest of my life. Sometimes I like when people call they brand certain things like it's a reflection of where you was in your life at the time. Like your name might be so unprofessional because you was just on some immature shit when you came up with that shit. But now you 40 and you don't want to say getting money entertainment no more.
Right.
But
That makes
so
sense.
I've been through those things, the things that just I've grown out of. It don't make sense no more. But this is like I did an EP called Outspoken. I started off my brand of merch with the Flamborghini logo for my name. Like I just had that on the front of a hat, and I didn't really plan on even selling them. I was just gonna wear them to give myself my own look. I wear something that nobody else don't got type shit, and people started buying them. And I had a small date and spoke on the side, just on some side logo type shit. And people, looked at the front logo. They loved the quality of the hat, but every time they looked at the side logo and saw that spoke, they would scream. I'm like, damn, like six people in a row did this shit. But the logo was only like this big, like it was like a quarter size spoke. I'm like,
Yeah.
man, you got to put that on the front. You got to make that big, put that on the front. As soon as I put it on the front, it just took off. And it was
Right.
really only merch for a project called Outspoken.
That's dope. But it's tight because you got the spoke and then you got the outspoken. I like how you put them together for real.
Yeah. And I put it together, man, but it was I feel like when things happen that well, it's God. It's not really me.
Yeah.
Because I gotta, like I say, you gotta evolve into who you really are meant to be to come up with a brand you can live with for the rest of your life. And the shit that I went through that gave me the understanding of everything that I got now, I probably wouldn't have chose to go through a lot of that stuff.
Yeah, definitely. But it's
But
life.
yeah, it make the moment now. So if you appreciate now, you can't too much regret too many things in the past because that's what equals this. So
Definitely.
yeah, it's been a journey of just being true to myself, man. One of my quotes for my brand is, "I really did this for me, but I'm so city I did it for us."
Yeah.
If you
Definitely.
love dating and you got a pride about it, you gonna relate to me because I do.
Yeah.
So if I just be true to myself, that relates to you without me even trying to. So I take pride in giving people souvenirs to take pride in being from here.
Yeah. Yeah,
Because
because
again,
you hear
I've
a
been
lot of
in,
people downplaying it though. You do hear a lot of people downplaying dating, but they're not going outside the box though. They're just stuck and they don't, you know what I'm saying? They don't get outside their comfort zone.
yeah.
So that
And I
right there,
mean,
that's good inspiration though. You know what I'm saying? Like, so, okay, somebody
and
from my
that's
city, they doing this, they doing that. Okay, maybe I can. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, and it's not even. I want to inspire people, but I don't want to inspire people with like what I'm doing. I want to inspire them with how I'm doing it. I want to inspire them to be who they really are. Like I want to show you that I can't help that I just say bruh all the time. But at the same time, I do know how to talk the right way. I do know how to speak well. I do know how to have business conversations. I'm a city
Right,
nigga just like you, but we
right,
ain't gotta just only be city niggas.
right.
You know, when you're at the doctor, it's crazy when you hear a person talking to somebody at the doctor's office like they on Hoover and Gettysburg. Like, hey, bro, I got an appointment at like you can't talk to, you can't represent yourself like that.
Got to be professional sometime.
Yeah, so it's a way, it's a time, a place, and a way to be a city nigga.
Yeah, definitely. I can dig that. So I was gonna
Yeah.
say, now when you start collabing with DPS, Dayton in
Mhm.
Dayton Public Schools, was that the reason because you wanted to show people that there was another way, or how did that come along? How did
Nah,
you
it's
know?
just the best things are organic. Like I didn't really, they approached me. Like I've been doing my thing with my hats for a while. I've done school hats in the past myself, and they wanted me to put my twist on just the designs of the school hats that they wanted to sell at the gift shop at Welcome Stadium or the Spirit Shop at Welcome Stadium. So they gave me the logos. I put the designs together for them. I even made a few logos myself with like the varsity block letter dad hats that we did. And it just was like it was super cool for me to do because those are the type of things legacy wise that I would do for free.
Yeah,
Like I don't do that for the money. I just want to be able to say I did it. You know what I'm saying? Like that's
that's
the
big.
coolest thing
That's
about shit like that.
yeah. You just made history for real. You know what I'm saying? Because
Yeah.
you got kids.
Yeah. I got two kids.
Because that's something you can pass on to them, like
Yeah.
to keep
Yeah.
it going. So that's definitely dope that
For
you did that.
sure. I
You know,
appreciate that.
yeah,
Yeah, it was surreal. Like when I did the designs, I was so excited about the opportunity. I probably did 50, 60 different mock-up choices for them to choose from. I went in there with a portfolio binder of like a stack of designs like this thick. So they picked they loved them all, but they picked what they picked and said they would eventually get to the other ones when they do other orders and things like that. So it just was cool, man. Like certain things is like I don't even believe I'm doing it. I just ride the ride. Like I'm seeing I'm sightseeing, I'm seeing everything and taking in the moment, but it's like it's so organic that I didn't really plan and angle to do this.
yeah.
So the shock and the wow about it is I guess just my appreciation for it happening. You feel me?
And that's the main thing, appreciation. That's the
Yeah,
only way that you will get more. You gotta show
right.
appreciation. And a lot of
For
people, I
sure.
feel like a lot of people look so far ahead that they forget to appreciate what's going on with the now. But
Hmm.
people don't understand that because they
Yeah,
rushy, they
yeah.
rushing. You know what I'm saying?
Right, right.
Um, and with that, now let's get into your music. Do you come from a musical background?
Nah, my mom and my dad had me young, so I was kind of like born in the very early stages of the hip hop era in a way, like the late 80s type shit. So with
Mhm.
me having like late teen and early 20-year-old parents, I kind of just got exposed to like the best music that was out in the time that I was growing up in a way that they kind of was like bad parents in me, if you could say, because I'm listening to music with cuss words about smoking weed and shit at like 5 years old. But I really appreciate that shit because I understood more than the average kid understood about it at that age. My attention to detail has always been a little bit different than most people. So my grandfather loves jazz music the same way I love hip hop, but he never played any instruments or anything like that. So I think what I really got from my family, my mom, my dad, my grandfather, is that I'm actually a real fanatic with this shit. And I feel like the information that you take in from being a fanatic, you actually could just grow a talent and be able to do this shit. So I think my whole ability with this is just that I love it so much.
Yeah, that's dope. That's
For
dope. So
sure.
then it just comes so natural because, like you said, it's authentic because you love it. So, what was your
Mhm.
first form of music? Was it actual hip hop or was it instruments? Or because I know you
Nah,
said
I
you
never I
do some.
never played an instrument before. I always used to get C's in music class.
Oh, dang!
It's
You would think
crazy,
that that
man.
would be the one you got the A in.
Yeah, it is crazy. My music teacher ended up being my daughter's music teacher when she was in like the third or fourth grade. That's crazy. But yeah, like I never had nothing, nobody molded me in any way with this shit. Like I just came up with this love and like for words, and I love clothes, and I love jewelry. Like the algebraic equation that equals hip hop, like fashion, the street cred, and my dad was like in the streets with, like I just understood and liked a lot of it, just having new shoes on all the time, and new outfits and jewelry and cars and girls and music, and I just liked it.
Yeah.
So I
So
just
that's how you got on into it, huh?
yeah, like I loved fashion at a young age too, but all of these things come from hip hop. When I was a
Yeah.
kid, I really loved shoes, clothes, basketball cards, basketball, football. I wasn't into like cartoons like that. Like once I got into like fourth grade, I ain't really watch cartoons like that no
I can understand that because you already found what you was actually into.
more. Yeah,
Cartoons is just to keep us busy until we
and
find.
and wrestling and wrestling.
Now, was you hurt when you found out it was fake?
Um,
Because I was hurt when I found out I was a faithful wrestling fan.
you know what's the crazy part is when I found out it was fake, it kind of still looked the same because it was fake the whole time.
But it felt so real though. It felt like they was really kicking each other in the face. And then you find out they slicing each
Yeah,
other. They ain't really,
yeah,
you know what I'm
yeah,
saying? I
yeah.
was like, I don't even want to watch this no more.
I think I was just so caught up in it by the time I figured all that out, it just really didn't matter no more. Like, because I watched it from like 2, 3 years old till I was like 15, 14, 15.
Oh yeah, yeah. I had been let it go. I let it go like 8.
Oh yeah, yeah. I stopped buying the toys and stuff,
Right. Now
but
I feel that.
I still watch it for sure. Like as a little 12, 13, I still watch it. Monday Night Raw, The Rock, Stone Cold, like all that was. We just in the 90s, man, we had the best everything.
We did. We definitely did.
Like when
It was
R&B was like really, like I can't find R&B singers anymore. Like they just, it be R&B singers that's out that's successful and I never heard of them, or I know they song and never know what they look like. Like R&B is like hidden nowadays. Like
yeah. Everybody want to rap.
everybody,
Is
the
they rapping
rappers is
R&B?
singing, and the singers is rapping.
Right. You feel me? And
That's
it
crazy.
that's crazy. And like you said, talking about the culture as far as like the clothing and stuff like that.
Mhm.
How do you feel about the clothing of the culture back then and now? How had it's really changed. It's really gotten really, really tight. I don't know if you're into the tight
Oh
clothes.
yeah, 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 yeah. Nah, it definitely got. But you know what's crazy? It got crazy for a while. It did. But you know what did that?
Well,
Skateboarding.
yeah, a lot of people, yeah, skateboarding. You can't have all them loose clothes.
And that's the thing, like in 2007, I got my first pair of Nike SB Dunks.
Hmm.
And when I used to wear them shoes, real city niggas used to laugh at me.
Right, because you had to wear the pants so you could show your whole shoe. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, it's just why do you got on skateboard shoes? You don't skate.
What's wrong with that though? It's your style. It's
But
your
but
fashion.
this 2007, like this is when the trap
Lil
era
Wayne.
is booming. Yeah, like but this is it's like the you got white boy swag. Like it's a different, it's not urban
Right. But Wayne had that though. Wayne had that
for
white boy
sure. Now back
skateboard.
then it was like, you got the trap wear, you got the hood wear, and you got the skateboard. It's a separate genre.
Yeah.
Now you can't separate it.
Yeah, it's
The
all in
trap
one.
niggas got tight pants on.
Yeah, and it's I don't know if I like it. I don't know if I too much like how it's getting so tight now.
It's getting looser now for sure.
I, I'm not
Baggy, the younger generation like baggy. They don't do tight.
okay. 'Cause I done seen a few, and they'd be like, "Whew, can you breathe?"
Yeah, it's a yeah. That's a the trend. Trends fade away. The tight
Yeah,
shit is it's about out. It's
I
about
can,
out.
I can dig that. Now,
Hmm.
I see that you had opened up for Meek Mills. Back to your music. How did that come
Yeah.
about? And how did you feel about that? Like, really?
It was very early in his career. It was probably like when I'm a Boss first came out.
Oh, that's a
Um,
banger too.
yeah, for sure. I was managed by some people in Columbus that were doing some promotion with the show promoters that brought him to the show. They had a concert in Indianapolis on Super Bowl weekend in 2011 or 12. I think it was 12. So yeah, I had did a song with Ray Cash. I had opened up for Meek Mill. Me and Ray Cash performed our song together. And Meek was super early in his career, like probably less than 20,000 a show stage in his career. Like, so yeah, that was dope. I think that might have been the biggest crowd number I ever performed in front of. It might have been like maybe 1,500 to 2,000 people there. It
Mm-hmm.
was in like a place like the convention center, just a big room, all concrete, but it was like I think Floyd Mayweather might have had a party in that same place the next day. It was a big venue. Like it was a flea market, I think it was. That's what it was in Indianapolis. But yeah, that was dope. That time I was doing a lot of things that I was like interacting and doing shows amongst people that I was like listening to and watching on YouTube at the same time. And that's what
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying about some of this surreal shit. Like some of these moments, you just in them,
Yeah,
and you either know what to do or you don't.
yeah. That's all about taking risks too.
Yeah, for sure. But when you manage by people or you're doing business with people that got connections that's kind of beyond the level that you on at the time,
Mm-hmm.
when you end up in these moments, that's really a reflection of their relationships and the level that they're on.
Yeah.
That's when you realize you're just a city nigga.
Damn. We go back to that.
Because
You didn't keep
it's
everything keep going back to just being a
yeah,
city nigga.
yeah.
Like,
Because it's not always cool when it's some in a creative, expressive way. It's cool, but sometimes in a business literary sense, it's not cool because you don't know certain shit because you weren't exposed to it.
right.
So certain opportunities,
You kind
you're
of
not
look
gonna
past.
just not look past. You can't believe it.
Yeah.
So like, what do you like? For example, I'm at South by Southwest. I'm in the VIP section. My manager he's my manager, but he's promoting the event at the same time. He's handling shit amongst the event. He give us a fifth of Remy with the spout on it. I got a pocket full of weed. We got pre rolls to smoke all night. He like, y'all cool, y'all don't need nothing. All right, just if you need something, text me. I gotta go handle everything. So now we just in the VIP turn. So
Uh,
and then when these opportunities present themselves, these moments present themselves amongst the night, you're
yeah.
drunker and drunker and
Mhm.
drunker and higher and higher and higher. So he walked DJ Green Lantern up to me as the night go by. I meet him. I'm like, damn, that's crazy. I'm in the event. Miguel's performing. L. Verner is performing. I need a refill. Machine Gun Kelly, Travis Porter,
Ooh, you naming some heavy hitters, man.
and I'm in the VIP. Like we ain't just nobody's in here, but I don't know what to do.
Right. And you just keep getting drunker and higher.
And I'm not sitting there like afraid. It's just I'm having fun. I'm not thinking about being a professional rapper.
Right. So did
I'm
he
at a
like start
con.
introducing you? Like,
Yeah, and that's
oh,
where
yeah,
the
yeah,
switch is going off and on. I'm going from being a regular city nigga at a concert to oh shit, this could change my life. Back
yeah,
and forth, and I'm
yeah,
drunk, and I'm high, and I'm drunk, and I'm high. You feel me? So
yeah.
he introduced me to Green Lantern. He introduced me to L. Verner. He's talking to her manager. He's trying to get her to do a song with me. The night just going on and on and on. So I'm such a city nigga. I think that the VIP section is only for us. People
Right.
coming in the VIP. I'm like, what the fuck are all these people doing coming around? This ain't your section, bro. This is the VIP, not your section that you paid for. That's a
Right.
difference. But this is club etiquette that without that type money to be able to pull the and we in Texas. I don't really understand this type shit. When we going
Right.
in the club, I walk up to the security guard, I put my hands up so he can pat me down. He said, what are you doing? I said, damn, you're not gonna check me? He said, what you got something? I know you with them. You cool.
And that's tight. Cause I'm not gonna lie to you. I do that with no matter where I go. Cause I just feel like you need to know that
For
mugs
sure.
ain't got nothing, but the people you around, they got
Yeah.
that cup. Hey, that's tight.
Yeah.
Very
So
important people.
I'm gonna make this quick to just sum up how fast it go from fun to deer in headlights. So meet a couple people, get drunker, get higher, enjoy the concert. We kicking it, we smoking. My manager texts me, come to the green room. In the daytime, I had a show in this place. We sitting in the green room. They got big coolers of cans of Red Bull in this corner, sponsored shit, Heineken in this corner, all free. Big boxes of brand new white hand towels, wristband flash drives, all promotional shit for free. So I'm watching the college tournament that's on right now. I'm watching this shit in the green room. It's March. It's South by Southwest. I'm like, man, we watching the game. We about to perform. We smoking weed. Like, damn, we really feel like real rappers. You feel me?
Yeah.
So that night, I'm at the concert where I'm getting drunker and higher and drunker and higher. So that same green room, he texts me, tell me to come in there. They open the door and Two Chains is dancing like this.
What the hey, that's my dude. I love Two Chains.
Bro, I'm high as fuck, bro.
What you done
Is
did?
this, listen, I'm saying, I'm so high, I'm like, man, is this shit really happening? I'm just standing, they open the door for me. I'm just standing there like, what the fuck? Security, like, hurry up and come in, hurry up and come in. So I hurry up and come in. I'm like, it's Trey the Truth, Machine Gun Kelly, Two Chains, Travis Porter. I'm like, man, what the fuck? So come in, stand against the wall. So the whole time I'm standing there, I'm thinking, like, man, what the fuck should I do? I'm like, just roll a blunt.
But not just roll a blunt.
That's the only thing I could think of. Take the blunt out, start breaking the Rello. My manager walk up to me like, you want to meet Two Chains? I'm like, hell yeah. So he walk me up to him. And the picture I got with this nigga, all I got is a Rello that's open. Because right when I start about to roll up, he like, you want to meet him? So I walk up to him. I'm like, he got the swisher like this.
Yeah.
So I say his bar. I'm like, two cigarillos look like extensions. He said, you know, it's a true story. I said,
Right.
damn, this really is this nigga. He got the all white True Religion outfit on. I try to get a nigga my CD. He like, oh no, I don't take those. I don't take those. Like, you can give it to my manager if you want to, but I don't take those. All right,
Yeah.
cool. Take a picture with him. Go stand back against the wall. I'm like, oh man, it's all right. I don't feel so bad no more. I'm standing right next to the door. They open the door, and guess who walked in?
Whoa.
Kanye.
Ooh, snap. Now, Kanye, that's a heavy hitter right there, man.
Hey, bruh, I'm standing right by the door. He walks right past me. Nobody says Kanye's. He just walks in with his security. I heard myself say, "Oh shit."
I probably would have said the same thing, bro. Because
But listen,
that's what you're supposed to do.
man,
You
I ain't listen. I ain't never talked and didn't mean to talk.
it just came out. You thought you
Mind
said that
you,
shit
I
your
said
man.
I heard myself say. I didn't say. I said. I heard myself just talk.
Damn.
Oh shit. Man, that nigga walked past me. I'm like, man, what the? I'm dreaming, bro. This is not real. Because if this is real, what am I supposed to do? Am I supposed to just say, hey, everybody, I'm about to rap?
Listen to this track. You should have put the
Like,
CD in.
it's like, what am I supposed to do?
Yeah, it's like what can you do? Because then you don't want to seem
You
like
don't
a
want to do the
goofy.
wrong
You
thing
want to
and kill your chances forever.
yeah.
And
So
when
the
I
best
heard
thing is
myself say, "Oh shit,"
just walk away.
that's when I said, "Yeah, I'm about to leave, bro." I'm finished rolling the blunt. He walks through. I'm standing next to the door. He walked past me. He walked like over there to where Two Chainz at. I don't even know. Two Chainz ain't even got no song with Kanye yet. I don't even know he know him.
Right.
He play fighting with Two Chainz and everything.
And you
I'm
witnessing
looking
all
at.
of that.
He got the big security with the all black suits, black ties, black dress shirts. So it's like Secret Service, black dudes. They
Yeah.
telling people turn their lights on their cameras off and all that shit. So while somebody talking in Kanye ear, like when you're in the club, motherfucker talking in your ear, you got your head turned the other way. He just staring at me.
Like who are you? So did you ever get to introduce yourself?
I left.
Damn, bro. As soon as he starts staring, like, hey, you know what I'm saying?
Man, bruh, I'm drunk and high and I'm paranoid because I don't know if, like, am I asleep or something? Is this real?
Yeah.
You gotta understand, I'm really intoxicated.
Yeah.
I just went from drinking at a concert to you can be like, that's not in the same outing for regular people. You
Yeah,
either
you
at a
right about that.
concert or you're a rapper tonight,
Right. You definitely right about that. That transition having to be in there.
bruh.
And
It was, and I'm 24 years old.
I was just about to ask you how old you was.
I'm
But you
young.
know.
So this is what I mean by the first exposure. When you're a city nigga and you ain't never seen certain shit, you probably gonna fuck it up the first time you get into it.
But
You
yeah,
don't know
you'll
what to
like
do.
you'll definitely learn after that. Like, okay, now
Yeah.
just the next concert, I might just be going back here with somebody else. So let me, slow down a little bit.
But the thing is, sometimes those chances don't come back around again.
Yeah.
In that moment, you either know what to do or you don't. That don't mean it ain't coming back. But if you say in that moment, I didn't know what to do. When that motherfucker don't come back, you gonna be burnt. Cause you know
Yeah.
that was the only time I was ever gonna get that shit and I ain't know what to do.
So while we in a moment like this, what
Yeah.
are some words of motivation that you would give somebody, who may want to be an entrepreneur or, what I'm saying, may want to be a music artist or a brand or just in life in general? What is
You
some
have
words of
to
motivation you get them?
you have to do your best to prepare yourself for the moment that you want to be in.
Definitely.
What you don't want is the chance of a lifetime to present itself to you and you don't know what to do.
You're right about that.
And we talked so long. I'm long winded. I know we didn't kind of wasted a
I know
lot of
that's cool.
time.
That's what we wanted. Hey,
Yeah,
like you
yeah,
said,
yeah,
it
yeah,
was
yeah,
just an authentic conversation, bro. Because
yeah, for
I
sure.
probably only got through probably about 6 of these questions, maybe even 5 of them. But it was
Yeah,
cool. I got to learn you. I got to, what I'm saying, see
right.
the experiences that you'd have had, and hopefully
Yeah,
somebody else can hear this and know that what that could happen to me if I
yeah,
just put my best foot forward. Maybe
yeah,
one day I could be in those situations and just listening to your story, they know
for
what
sure.
to do and what not to do. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and that's what it's about. Like I said, it's trailblazers and things, man. Like some people have to do their part to be a sacrifice for other people to know what not to do.
Right.
You know, sometimes it
Definitely.
ain't just meant for you to be the one to take it all the way to the top. Sometimes you the one that hand it to the person that's gonna just take it to the middle. And then
Yeah.
sometimes they the person that hand it to the person that take it to the top. So you just gotta do your part. In life, everybody has a legacy. It's just, is it a good one or a bad one?
Right. You're definitely right about that.
Yeah,
Hey man, I've loved this conversation, and we've definitely I'm gonna probably have to make this a two parter, and I'm
yeah,
probably definitely gonna have to do another part with you because
yeah. Because
it's
it's a, and
interesting.
I
You got
don't,
an
and
interesting story.
thank you, man. I appreciate it. And I'm down to talk about more than just myself. Like I love the culture. So whatever you want to, like, just pop it about different little hot topics and music that's out or shows that's on right now. I just like to, and compare perspectives with people. That's really just my whole thing. Every conversation is a podcast conversation with me. On the phone, in person, just listening to my music. The conversation is always, I welcome the engagement. I want to
Yeah.
compare and contrast with people. So I fuck with it. Whenever you need me, just let me know. Pull back up, smoke another one with you, do it all again.
I'm definitely down for it because we definitely need a male's perspective on a few things. Because if you didn't know, the podcast is nothing but women. So definitely a few topics we definitely need a male's perspective for.
And I'm it's a little scary, but I'm with that too. You feel me? Like I'm down to have conversations. And not to. I feel like I tell women this all the time, and men, but men don't really listen too much. But women and men can learn a lot more from each other if they talk to people, if they talk to each other like people instead of each gender.
Yeah,
Like without being in pursuit of each other, you can learn about the other gender instead of them hiding things from you because they playing defense because they know you're in pursuit of.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like talk to people, talk to women like people, talk to men like people. Don't just baby and like everything ain't the cat and mouse game. You got to
You're
learn
right
in
about
general
that.
sometimes.
And don't and you can't talk to the opposite sex as a bitter person either, because a
Right?
lot of times that's what it comes off of. As soon as the other sex get their opinion, well, I've been through this, or and this person did this. Nah, it's like just you got to take the other person's
Life
perspective.
is so much bigger than your experience.
Right, definitely.
Like there's things out there that you just haven't experienced yet, and for one reason is because people are addicted to making the wrong choice. Like people are hooked on the problem.
Yeah,
So how do
and
you
that's
know
what
what
they
else is
can't get
out
up
there?
out
You
of it.
keep
Right.
doing the same thing in different ways. Like
I be trying to tell people that like you can't expect somebody different if you keep getting the same type of person. It that don't make sense.
I got one question. I really want to know this. When women, why don't women, and I feel like accountability is a masculine thing. What do you think about that?
See, I'll take accountability for the things that I do.
Yeah,
So I can't speak for everybody else. A lot of people
right.
are afraid to do that
Yeah,
because they know they in the wrong.
right.
That people don't want to be wrong. Everybody just wants to be right.
But at the end of the day, if you can't admit that you're wrong, you'll never be right.
Right. Some people can't admit that. And
Yeah,
then some people have a lot sometimes that has to deal with upbringing too, because some people have never had to take the accountability as a child. They
yeah,
shelter them or they baby them or tell them it's okay, so then
right.
they grow up and think that it's okay to do that stuff too. You feel me?
Yeah,
So a
yeah.
lot of stuff goes back. Actually, a lot of people don't think that things that happen in their childhood go along with them as an adult, and that's where the problem is a lot of the times.
And this is the thing about it. I was gonna speak to the gender of women, but I'm not gonna do that because let's talk like people. Therapy is, and I've never been to therapy before or counseling, but I'm pretty sure therapy is just an overall review of your life
Mhm.
and adding up how you got here.
Yep.
Men and women, let's both reflect on the choices we've made in people, compare and contrast the similarities, and ask yourself, why did I consistently choose? Why do I like this kind of thing?
Yep.
And that's the answer to the problem. It's not get a new person.
Right.
Before you get a new person and you don't address why you keep picking the wrong person, you're just gonna pick the wrong person again. You
What
feel me?
about them qualities? Pay attention to them qualities and them red flags. But a lot of people they look over that kind of stuff, and then again, sometimes I have to deal with upbringing. Because if you see your mom in a relationship where she's getting beat on, and she keep taking this person back repeatedly, and she's taking it like that's love.
Hmm.
You most of the time you're gonna grow up and think, okay, he beats me, that's love. So you're gonna keep looking for that. And that's the weirdest thing ever because a lot of people accept that, men and women accept that abuse and stuff like that because they was abused as a child. But inside they be battered, but they think that this is still the right thing to do because this is what they seen.
And men have things that they flawed at like that as well. It's not just
Yeah,
it's
I'm
not
saying
it's not a blame game that can be put on one side because each side is inspired by the other side.
mm-hmm.
It's counteracting. Like we do this because y'all do that. It's a tit for tat type thing. You feel me? So,
But why do we tit
women,
for tat so much? Why do people tit for tat so much?
because even think about this, right? A man's relationship with his mom is kind of definitive of his relationship with women, and a woman's relationship with her dad